I need to continue working on the 1,000 gallon tank. Just a couple more little steps. One step is I decided to install a middle brace to brace the back top to the front top. I didn't do it initially, but our peer, Third Spike Aquarium, made comments and made me thinking. And yes, when these tanks were intact, the wall in the back would hold, you know, the top from, would tie the top to the front, and the same here. Right now there is no that thing, and there is no such tie. What makes this tank want to go this way, the water pressure. I didn't see any movement or anything, but just in case, I thought maybe it's a good idea, and he was right. Maybe I should have done it. And as I said, this tank was 34 inches, this tank 36. So the 1.5 inches is accounted for by the thickness of the tops, and then 3/4 of an inch that would go like that underneath there and over the top there. So that's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna proceed with the installation of a bottom drain right there. All right, the middle brace is glued. Looks pretty good to me. 3/4 of an inch by 6 inch by 3 feet. Actually by 4 feet probably. Or 3, whatever. I think 4. So now it's structurally, I think it's done. I've got the bottom drain with a homemade screen. Flexible hose. I'm leaving it, it's coming out right there. I'm leaving it unattached right now because I'm gonna have to play with the level to see how high I want or how low I want it to be. The overflow, same thing, 2 inch. With the commercial screen, hopefully to slow the pellets from getting sucked into there. So as a first iteration, now about the plumbing, right? As a first iteration, I decided to try and run this 1,000 gallon tank off of this 300 gallon tank. So I'm going to take the water from 300 gallon, push it in there, and it's going to run back in here. This tank is a flow-through tank, so all the water from the 25,000 K that runs in here, the fresh water, the water from the 24500s, and the water from all the 240s and the 1800, it all runs down here, and then it overflows into that tank and into this tank, and then into the filter, and then in ground. So my plan is to try and run this, as I can take this water from here and have this cycle here. So I'm hoping that all the waste from there will end up here, and then out it goes in the ground. I'm talking about the solid waste. This tank is run by a canister filter, and it's a flow-through tank. There's 100% water change every, I want to say every hour, 100% water change. So the water in this tank gets changed 24 times a day. The filtration for this tank, if you remember, I'm hoping that the scuffed up bottom and the two sides are enough to house enough bacteria to have in situ filtration, depending on how heavy it is, but we'll monitor. Anyway, the filtration is in the future to be worried about. Right now is the plumbing. The next step is plumbing that I have to be concerned about. So the remainder of this video is going to be about setting up the flow. So I have this Chinese pump, VivaSun SP633. It produces at zero head 8,200 gallons per hour. At this head of about 3 feet, it's gonna be, I think, 7,800 or something, 7,700 gallons per hour. This is a 3-inch pipe, so I don't want any head to be resulting from the too small of a diameter, from the water slowing down due to friction and turbulence. Okay, it comes out all at an angle right there. Again, this is the first iteration. We'll see how it works. I'm aiming it straight to the opposite angle, so there's gonna just get distributed to the left, to the right, and to the bottom, and come back to where the bottom drain is. All right, so the incoming water and the bottom drain and the top drain are in the same place. We'll see if I'm going to be able to pass enough water by gravity through the bottom drain and through the top drain back in here, because if not, then I'm going to have to put another drain in there, either bottom or top or something. So we'll play with that. But I think this is all set to start filling it first, and then seeing if we can handle the flow. Alright, so let's get started. The first fill with a new setup. That's a lot of water coming in. I need to stop it and have this filled up a little bit. Okay, my bottom drain is not holding water, so it needs to be redone. I decided to be a little innovative, and I'm a little bit tired of worrying about the leaks from the bottom drains, all of that. I decided to experiment with an acrylic pipe. So this one is the inside diameter is 3 inches and the wall thickness is 1/8 of an inch. So outside diameter is 3 1/4. This kind of a, I forgot what it's called, coupler that's reinforced by the metal plate. It goes on it very nice and tight. The standard 3-inch couplers are made for thicker walled pipes, of course, so they're too loose, but if I have to, this will go in there very tight if I remove the metal, and I can still use these connectors if I have to, which the convenience of them is, of course, they can be disconnected without gluing quickly and easily and redone. That will go in there well. Anyhow, but this is again, the outside diameter is 3 inches and 1/4, but the hole is 3 inches exactly. So I'm gonna have to, and I don't have a hole saw that would do a 3 1/4. So I'm gonna have to make it, you know, wing it pretty much, because the goal is to glue the acrylic pipe in the wall. It'll be one with the wall. Alright, this is what I need to enlarge the hole by 1/4 inch. Also, I forgot to say that this pipe is extruded, not cast acrylic. That makes it very cheap. It's only like $16 from eBay. There you have it. I think it doesn't need to be cast. Cast is much stronger. Extruded is weaker, but for a pipe, for a round shape, I think it's fine. I may be shown wrong in the future, but we'll see. I used the roto zip tool to enlarge the hole. The pipe is in. It's not very even, but I hope to fill it all with acrylic glue. And go from there. I've made an additional part out of a 3/4 inch plate to increase the overlap or the seam to 1.5 inches. So that's 3/4 plus another 3/4, that's 1.5 inches. This is the result of the gluing of the pipe. I added some more glue here and here, just along the seam. I like it. I haven't tested it yet, but this is what it looks like right now. I fashioned the screen too. It's innovative. It is as innovative as ugly. It's made out of the 3/4 acrylic that I sandwich right here, reinforced from the back and from the front. It's 1 inch away from the pipe, and just a few more sticks, braces to keep it secure. And the 1 inch holes here. Okay. You're probably wondering why go such length to make a screen. When a screen has 2 major roles, one of them is it has to let through enough water that doesn't change the level. I mean, it should let through water even if it's partly plugged up by a dead fish or a dying fish. When it gets pressed against it, it still needs to pass as much water as it's passing without the fish partly plugging it up. All right, and the other function is, of course, to keep away the inhabitants so they're not sucked in there, and bigger pieces of food not sucked in there either. So those are the requirements, and that's why I have to go to this length. Anyhow, the tank has been running. I played with the level. It's receiving 7,500 gallons per hour from this Chinese pump. Viva Sun is the seller. I don't know who makes it, but it's Viva Sun SP633. Okay, so it's a 3-inch pipe. Pushes it in, and then it runs down through the bottom drain and a little bit through the overflow drain. If it's just the out is also 3 inches. If it's just 3 inches, the water level settles somewhere here, almost half full or something. So then I added this one more piece here. It's a 4-inch pipe, and then the level was just about here, and then I had to stifle it a little bit, so I added a cap with a 2.5-inch opening instead of 3, so that pushed level all the way to here. So this level is determined by how much water is pumped in and how much is getting out. If we lose power, this is the highest point more or less, so we should have about half filled of the tank should remain, and about half will be drained. So as I said, this tank is running off of this 300-gallon quarantine. What else can I tell you? It's pretty violent flow in there right now because it's again 7,500 gallons per hour, and this is only a 300-gallon tank that receives a lot of flow. So all the guys are bunched up right here against the glass because behind there is very strong flow. It blows the fish around. All right, let's take a look at one more look at the acrylic pipe that I glued into the tank instead of a bulkhead connection. So it looks good, no leaks. It's a little crooked because this tank was in the way, so I had to finagle it a little bit. I could have done it straight, but that's the way I've done it. And then this was in a way too. I had to melt part of this tub or barrel to make room for the connection. But anyhow, the acrylic is glued into the side of the tank. Then there is a 3-inch rubber coupler. On top of it is a 3-inch rubber elbow, which allows for some movement. You can have some degrees of movement. And then this is you know, the 3-inch elbow, and off it goes into the tank. All right, so we're ready to put fish in there. It's solid, it's running, it looks good, I like it. I'm almost done with the, well, I'm pretty much done with the lighting, just using 4 strip lights. I need one more clear panel right here to put down for the cover, and we're ready to rock and roll with it.